Hey, what's up? Recently, I've been going through like this crazy phase of transformation. Just, out with the old and in with the new. 2 nights ago, I basically asked myself, how can I love myself more? What parts inside of me do I still need to heal? And with that question, I started thinking about my entire story around coming out and learning to accept myself the way I am, and why sometimes I still have problems standing up for myself, or I don't speak my mind. I'm just trying to understand myself more and improve myself. So I thought the best way to do that was to look at the past and start to reflect, and I want to share it. That's why I'm now putting it on video. Sometimes I wish I just had like a camera with me so I can actually capture the actual moments of me realizing shit, because it's fucking beautiful, but I don't. So let me just get into this again. When I was 8, for the first time, I kind of had this funny, nice, warm, fuzzy feeling about talking to a girl. That was like the first time I kind of noticed something was up. When I was 12, I actually accepted that I was gay. Just something about boys just doesn't feel right. When I was young, most of the time I spent around boys. I started playing soccer when I was 4. There were no girls except for me, so I'd always have guy friends, and basically I went through the whole girls are disgusting phase with all of the guys. So for me, because I was also only surrounded by guys, I thought it was normal for me to also like them, or that the normal thing for me to do would be to be with a boy. So yeah, I was basically suppressing my feelings towards girls, and I didn't want to have anything to do with girls. I was just playing on my soccer team with all the boys. Because of my looks, everybody also thought that I was a boy, so it just kind of played hand in hand. I was part of the boys. And then when I was 12, I accepted it for me that, you know what, maybe you really just don't like boys like that, and that's okay. I didn't come out until I was 17 though, so for 5 years I was not only struggling to be okay with being gay, but also struggling to just accept myself the way I am, because I always looked like this. I know there are a lot of girls who, were your typical girls and then decided to cut their hair off and just shop in the guy section and whatnot. For me, it has always been that way. I've always been that way. I always had short hair, and I always bought clothes in the boys section. So now, between the age of 13 and 17, I was struggling to accept that I was a girl when everybody looked at me like I was a boy. That's why there was also a time where I thought that I was transgender, when really I never was. It was just always that question, would things be easier if I was just a boy? I was just so tired of having to explain myself why I look this way as a girl. For me, it was just normal. It was just natural. I've always been that way, and I always asked myself, why can't you accept that? Why do you have to question me? I just wanted to be accepted as a girl, yet people had all these questions. So eventually I just stopped speaking up. If people who did not know me assumed that I was a boy, then that was it. I wouldn't even explain myself. I wouldn't speak up. I wouldn't say anything. If people were around me, they would correct them, but I would not say anything. I was tired of it, but also just really insecure, because I am a girl. I identify as a girl. Doesn't matter how I look. So yes, I went through that phase, I guess, that time of thinking that I was transgender, but just because it would have made things easier for me. I wouldn't have had to explain myself. I could just be like, yeah, I'm a boy, whatever. And I also asked myself, of course, if I was a boy, would I have friends? Would I have a girlfriend? Would I have had my first kiss already? All these questions. I felt lonely, just like a complete alien, outsider, whatever. Just because there was nobody like me. Or if there was somebody like me, they actually wanted to be a boy, but not me. So I was just alone. So fast forward to when I was 17, I finally accepted myself as I am, and I wanted to let everybody know. I didn't want to hide anymore. When I was 17, I came out to my mom, to my parents, to friends, the few that I had, and it felt good, it felt freeing, it felt like this was the first step in the right direction, and like I could just finally be me. I finally felt part of something, the LGBTQ plus community. So I thought this whole thing of me coming out would just feel so freeing, and it did. But then people put me in a category of lesbians. I was like, wait, me labeling myself as gay and being true to myself, I thought that was already label enough. But no, all of a sudden people put me into this category of lesbians. I'm like, this is like fucking high school. I don't know, you just wanna go to lunch and sit somewhere. You can't sit with the football players because you're supposed to sit with the geeks. Like, what the fuck? I was like, okay. And people put these extra labels on me, and I was like, hold up, why do lesbians have extra labels for themselves? I don't want that. I did not sign up for that. I came here to finally feel free and not to put some extra fucking label stickers on myself. I just want to be, but everything it's like so extra. I didn't understand it. Being labeled inside my label just made me feel more insecure. Because obviously I'm more like a tomboy, and the way I dress and my short hair, people just put me in that category with all the other lesbians who look like dudes. And there are girls who look a lot more like guys than I do. And that's completely okay, don't get me wrong, but just people putting me in that exact same category as them just didn't feel right. I'm like, look, man, I finally accepted that I am a girl who likes girls, and now you're putting me into this category, and you're basically ripping an old wound open again. That's my insecurity, and you're poking again. Why can't I just be? Why can't we just be? For me, the label gay or lesbian has always been enough. Like, the whole concept, I just don't get it. Why would you label yourself even more? Just because I look a certain way, it doesn't take away the fact that I have a vagina just like you. And also, for some reason, being put into this extra category of lesbians made me feel like I was supposed to be attracted to only another certain category of lesbians. Like, this category of lesbians, they only date this category of lesbians, and I was just, the whole thing, it was just too much for me. My question, I guess, is why can't we just be? Why do we have to put extra labels on us? And also, because of the way I am, when I meet new people, there's always that one question that comes up, or that one thought, which is, I wonder what you look like with makeup on. And I still remember when I was with my ex-girlfriend, I would, because I was of course, cool with her. I would let her put makeup on my face. And I looked at myself, I was like, whoa. And then we went outside the bathroom and I basically showed my face to her parents and they were like, wow, you look so beautiful. They were like trying to tell me like, you should do that more. And I felt like I just didn't feel like I was me. It was funny in that moment, but when they actually were like, you look so beautiful, I'm like, well, don't I look beautiful just being me and not wearing makeup? Just didn't feel right, especially when they said that, because I always felt like people were trying to change me, like nobody just accepted me as a girl, even though that's all I wanted to be. People would always ask me or wonder what I would look like with makeup and stuff, and they would try to get me to be like, yeah, whatever, just do it, like put makeup on my face. But it's like, it's not cool. It always made me close up and not let people in, because it just showed me basically in that moment that somewhere deep down inside of them, they just didn't truly accept me for me. And this is my decision. Like, I do not wear makeup, that's it. But don't get me wrong, if we're friends and I feel really, really comfortable with you and who you are, and like I know you just like me for who I am, then I'm probably more likely to ask you if you want to paint my toenails than if you are trying to basically pressure me into it. I'm 22 now. I accept myself the way I am. I'm learning to love myself more. I'm learning to celebrate myself more and my sexuality. Also, if I want to like just explore and like feel good about myself, and if I'm like, hey, put some color on my toenails, then that's okay. But all my life, people have just tried to pressure me into being somebody that I'm not. I'm waiting for honesty and openness to be a trend, where we just let people be and just let ourselves be surprised by what and what not somebody is. Why can't we just be? I want to just be. That's probably why in my life I've never really had a lot of friends. I just want to be. Yet people are like, do this and do that and you should be like that, and if you don't like that and that, then we can't be friends. Just be with people and be like, oh, you like that? Well, that's cool. And you don't like that? That's cool too. Like, just constantly learning about the other person. That's so beautiful. Just have no expectations and be surprised by who you're with. I feel like if we could just let ourselves be and be really honest and not having to be scared to be honest with each other, I feel like that would make for such more beautiful friendships than just getting into these relationships with expectations or looking for somebody who likes the same things that you like and whatnot. Like, just be open. I'm waiting for that to be a trend. Like I said, I'm learning to love myself more, so that came up, and now that I've acknowledged that part of my past, I can accept it and let it go and forgive myself for like closing up and closing maybe even other people out who were actually genuinely interested in getting to know me, just because I was scared off by other people. That's on me. I'm learning to stand up and speak up for myself, and that's beautiful. Anyway, those are just my thoughts, and I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, have a beautiful morning, day, or evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you around.